Hi there, welcome to Stitch Club. Just a short video today. I just wanted to show you, partly because it completely bamboozles me every time, is how to put on things like strap adjusters and the sort of hardware, the furniture that you might be using if you're doing some of the bag hacks for the rucksack or the bow diddly. So I just wanted to go through how I would make straps, adjustable straps. So with your actual strap that you're making, I don't do it like this. Normally you do it like that and turn it through. That's how you always think in terms of a tube, if you like. But rather than do that, I press my strap in half so that I can find the center line. And then what I do is, again, I would press this in place normally. Would press up to the center line, up to the center line, and then fold it in half. I'm using, this is quite a lightweight cotton here. So I've now got 4 layers of it, so I've actually made a much stronger strap. And if I just clip that in place, like I say, I would normally press this so it's all nice and neat and stays in place. And it doesn't matter what width your strap is going to be, but if you are putting adjusters on, do make sure they come in different sizes, but the one that seems to be the easiest to get is 25 millimeters. Make sure that your strap actually does fit through your adjuster. Okay, so once you've got to that point, I then take it into the machine, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to top stitch down one side. This is the side where I've got the fold, the 2 folds, and then the single side. I'm going to top stitch down both of those sides so that it's going to give me a finished look on the strap like that. If I want to make it even stronger, what I would then do is maybe do another 2 rows of stitching down the center, because the more stitching you do, the more oomph you're going to give to your strap. If you're using faux leather, just to say, rather than folding it 4 times, the faux leather will be too thick for that. So the strap would be narrower. So imagine the strap was this width rather than the full width there. I think I do give the widths in the hack pattern. Take it into the center and then take the other one into the center, and then I would stitch it down the middle first. I could then trim up, because faux leather doesn't fray, so you don't need to worry about that. You could then trim this little bit away so that your stitching is in the middle, and then you can again top stitch down both sides. Do whatever looks neat. Take your for top stitching, take your stitch length up. And one other little hint on using faux leather, some faux leathers are fairly stretchy actually. So I would use on my machine, I've got what I would call the triple stitch. I don't know if you can see it. It's one of the stretch stitches. Normally on your machine it would be in one of the stretch stitch sections, and it looks like 3 rows of straight stitch together, and it kind of walks forwards and backwards. But you'll find that if you're putting a bit of stretch on it because of that leather, the triple stitch will give it a lot more strength, and it won't just break the stitches the first time you use it. Okay, so that's how to make your strap. So now we want to actually be putting the adjuster on. So first thing we're going to do is thread it through there and then back through like that, so that it can move up and down. But we then need to stitch it in place. So fold it over, and you can see on here I've drawn a little square with crosses in it. So because this is cotton and it's fraying, I want to neaten it up, so I'm going to tuck the end under, and then I would just pin or clip that in place just to hold that. And then I'm going to go to the sewing machine. I'm going to keep this bit out of the way, which is why I'm not doing it right down here, because I want to be well away from that when I've got the foot and the needle going on. And then I'm just going to stitch all the way around that square, probably twice, and then across the center as well, so that it's good and strong. Okay, and then it will look sorry, move that to one side. It will then look like this. So this is the right side, and do bear in mind you want it to be on the right side. That will be more obvious on your faux leathers where you've got a join down the centre than on something like this. So you can see the stitching is on there. That's the wrong side. So now what I want to do is take it back through itself. Okay, but before I do that, on this particular one, I want to use these swivel clips, which you can get, which look really nice, because on the rucksack pattern there are the little loops at the bottom, so the swivel clip can just attach into those loops, and they do look really nice. You could get different finishes, so they really do make a good finish on a bag. But I need to make sure that the swivel clip is actually on here before, so that it's here, because we won't be able to get it on after we've done the next process. So I've got the right side facing me and I'm holding it, and check that this is all untwisted. So bringing it up towards me, and I've got the swivel clip on there. So I can then go in the bottom, and then I can just move that down and feed it back through the top. So once again, we've got this maneuvering going on, and if I pull that up, you can see that, look, the swivel clip is attached. So if I was doing another swivel clip at the other end, obviously I don't need an adjuster at the other end, I would just do that same process but with the swivel clip on it, clip that in and do my little square box and the lines through. So if I clip those in place, obviously this is quite a short strap, but I kind of wanted you to see. So that would then give me a strap that could then go onto loops on the bag, or D-rings, or on the black leather one and the gold leather hack that I've done, I've used eyelets. So if you've got eyelets in a bag as well, if you're on thicker fabric, sometimes it's a really nice finish. And as I say, this sort of thing can really make your bag look something quite special, rather than just homemade, if you like it, or make it look like, if someone says, oh, where did you get that, that's what you're aiming for. But once you've got that adjuster on, look, we can adjust to a really short handle, but you can adjust that quite happily. But as I say, I just wanted to show you that, because I've done sort of pictures, but really it does bamboozle you a little bit, and the order and how you have to do things and everything. If you're doing this as the rucksack, you wouldn't have a swivel clip at the other end. This end is the one that then gets stitched in underneath the actual flap. Okay, and again there'll be pictures of that in the actual pattern that you've got. Okay.